Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. So today we get to take a look at the 2025 BMW M8 Competition Gran Coupe. This model is finished off in alpine white and it has an MSRP just over $146,000. Driver assistance package is pretty much the only option that this has, along with the driver assistance and professional there. So let's start off with what this is powered by. Underneath the hood, you will find the 4.4 liter twin turbo V8. This is paired to an 8-speed automatic, and it pumps out 617 horsepower, 553 pound-feet of torque, sent through the xDrive all-wheel drive system, propelling this 4,500 pound sedan from 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds with a top speed of 190 miles an hour. And then as far as fuel economy goes, you're looking at 15 miles per gallon in the city and 22 out on the highway. Now, as we take a look at the exterior styling, you'll notice a lot of gloss black accents. This model also has a forward-facing camera, tons of cutouts to provide additional cooling. Now, there's a dark housing for all of the LEDs up front, parking sensors, along with the distance sensor in the middle, more gloss black accents, tons of inlets, a little bit of plastic for the underside of the bumper there, and then some very crisp lines that come down the hood. Now, this model also has a very nice set of wheels, along with the blue M Sport brakes. There's the M8 badge, finished off in gloss black. It's also on the power folding side mirrors, where there's a camera and a turn signal. More gloss black for all of the window trim, and then carbon fiber for the roof, which will help lower the center of gravity and provide this with some better handling. There's also a really nice line in the lower section and the flowing coupe-like look all the way to the back. Now, there's gloss black for the spoiler, backup camera, all the parking sensors, a dark housing for the LEDs, and then the quad tip dual exhaust on both sides. Now, you can use the button on the key fob or the one up underneath to gain access to the cargo space, where you have a good amount. You can fold down the back seats to give yourself that much more space. There's no storage underneath the floor. You get a cargo net and then some access to the battery over on the left side. Now, you can also lock the vehicle too, or just use that one button to close the trunk. If you do lock the vehicle, however, this has proximity door handles, so you can unlock it from the back. Now, this has a very nice interior with the white and black leather, brushed aluminum, Harman Kardon for the audio. There's storage in the lower section, and there's also 3 different sunshades that are automatic. You have one on each door and then one on the back glass, so you can adjust those from both doors. And then we'll just fold the seat down real quick so you can see the cut-through space. And at 5'10", it's pretty easy to hop into the back. Now, there's no storage pockets behind the front seats, and you do have this in the middle. So really, this is a 4-seater, but you could have a 5th person if you needed it. There's carbon fiber interior lighting. There's also vents, a little bit of storage with auxiliaries, and then all of the climate adjustments for your backseat passengers. Now, there's also the armrest in the middle. You get a little bit of storage with cup holders, and then you can also fold this down individually. This also has Alcantara for the entire headliner, and I have about a 1/2 inch of headroom or so. So it's pretty spacious. If you're any taller than me, it might be a little bit tight. But up front, same materials as in the back. There's also memory seating adjustments, window controls, side mirror adjustments, trunk release, and then an illuminating M8 Competition logo. Very nice design for the front seats, which are automatic, minus the one manual support for your leg adjustment. And we're greeted with a solid leather steering wheel. Paddle shifters are on both sides. There's also M1 and M2. All of the cruise and adaptive cruise control settings. This is a heated steering wheel. And then there's volume tuning, Bluetooth, and voice commands. Now, for the digital gauge cluster, you will use the button on the top of the turn signal stalk in order to go through all the information on the right side. So you can toggle between all of these, just depending on what you'd like to see. So you have a little bit of information, which is nice to go through. And then you have one control on the steering wheel for the head-up display. You can bring up your shortcuts for the audio. Now, on the left side, all of the headlight adjustments, there's one air vent, leather for the entire dash, and then with the infotainment system on the home screen, you can swipe through a few widgets here, and then everything on the left side is going to be fixed. So you can quickly get into all of this, and you can also use the control down below to further go through this. So under driving information, you can pull up sport displays, so you can monitor all of this. You can also get into M menu, which is how you can configure M1 and M2. So you can go through all of this depending on if you want everything in efficiency mode or Sport Plus. You have several different settings and have these shortcuts ready to go. There's vehicle status, a lot of settings that you can go into just to have everything catered to your needs here. And then you can even get into Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, along with some other installed apps, depending on what you'd like to do. Now there's also this intelligent safety, so you can go through all of these features and set those up accordingly. You have vents on both sides, climate adjustments in the middle, along with defrosters where you'd like the air to go. This is even equipped with heated and ventilated seats. You use one button to control what you would like it to be set up as. There's volume, tuning, in your presets, and then wireless charging, cup holders, and auxiliaries are underneath the carbon fiber lid. You have all of the shortcuts that I mentioned earlier, so you don't have to use it as a touchscreen system. That's how you put it into reverse, where this has automatic parking along with backup assistance, and you have several different views here, just depending on the visibility that you need. You can also pull up the forward-facing camera in full screen just by using that shortcut. Now there's drive and sport mode, park on the backside, and the ability to adjust how quickly or slowly the transmission shifts. There's traction control, parking sensors, engine start stop, and then M mode, you can go into sport or track, where it will change the gauge cluster and the head-up display. Track mode is just going to shut off the infotainment system. Everything else will still be in sport mode there. You do have a shortcut to setup, so you can get into how the vehicle is driving. There's the exhaust note, auto hold, and the e-brake. You get an auxiliary with a little bit of storage in the armrest, and then plenty of storage in the glove box. Garage door buttons up top, and dome lights are just behind that. And then here's a look at visibility. You have some pretty large glass, so it's very easy to see over both shoulders. And we are in sport mode, second gear. Here we go. And with a mild acceleration, this has so much more potential. It would be very fun to take this on a more spirited driving back road to really see the performance that this M8 Comp has to offer. But this is what it's like to be behind the wheel. And we do have some handling corners. We can test it slightly, just going at a normal rate of speed here. The handling is fantastic. You really don't even think that you are in a four-door sedan. It feels like you are in a BMW Coupe. It's so planted feeling. There's really no body roll, and the steering is pretty good too. So this is a very performance-oriented vehicle. Like I mentioned earlier, it's very smooth. Even in all of the Sport Plus settings, you can feel the bumps for sure. I'm used to a little bit stiffer of a setup, but then you can just put it into efficiency mode and it will get a little bit softer. So just depending on the driving that you are doing for the day, it's a really nice vehicle, something that you could daily drive, and then when you are ready, you can downshift a couple gears and have a lot of fun with this. I will say this is more of a four-seater vehicle with having the climates right in the middle there, so a little bit of an interesting design to see. So more of a four-seater sedan, but it's still practical. You still have a lot of space. You can fold the seats down and just give yourself a good bit of room. And if you want something that's going to give you a lot of power, this is a great option to go with. But that is going to wrap it up for the 2025 BMW M8 Competition. Once again, huge shout out to Hendrick BMW Northlake for providing this for me today. Take a look at their website, give this video a huge thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and consider smashing that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on our daily uploads. And I will see you all in the next video.